is good with everybody in the hood, or not your hood, wherever you is? What is up, y'all? This your boy James, and you watching my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews, where I'm here to give my honest opinion or review while trying to watch my mouth. And it ain't gonna happen this video. Joining me as always is my girl, Mrs. Best. I had to drag her up on here last minute. Say what's up to the people.
Hi, happy Sunday to everybody.
Yes, happy Sunday. And I want to say thank you guys for tuning into Fraternity Row, me reading my first published book from chapters 1 through 4. That's going to continue next Saturday with 5 through 9. So we're gonna keep going on the train here once a week. So if you read the caption, you are here for Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 5, Episode 5. Carlos, what the fuck is this? What is this? Why?
Isn't this season 8? That's what the cable box say.
Yeah, the cable box says, okay, the cable box says season 8. The promo says season 5. I don't know what, I'm just going based on what my shit say. So I only can go, if it's really season 8, y'all, my bad, but it's because OWN has this so confusing. So
I think it is, because I see all the recappers. I've been watching recaps of this show to understand, because there's a lot to understand. They're all putting 8, but it is confusing because they did that to me on a few of my shows. Love After Lockup, we should be in season 6, but it says season 5. So I don't know, but who knows? The people understand.
I don't know either. I don't know what's, because when you go on the website, it does say season 5. And my cable box says season 5. So I don't know what to make on it. Y'all, I will change it if I have to. I'll put it that way. I will change it if I've had to, but technically they've only had 4 reunions. So I don't know how we're going to really base this. And I've heard that these episodes are always a continuation in one season. So we'll get 10 episodes, go on a huge break, and then they'll give us the next 10 episodes later. So we don't know. But anyways, Carlos, I want you to stop playing with us. Because I don't know if you are intentionally trying to set these people up. I don't know what's going on. But we got a lot to unpack, y'all, because this episode was mind-boggling, confusing, cringy, everything all at one time. So, with that being said, let's start off where we left off last week with Destiny and Moses at this Mexican restaurant, causing a ruckus up in these people's establishment. So Destiny just pretty much tells Moses he's foul. And Moses' defense was, you didn't show up for me. When I had my birthday, you was flying out. And she goes, your birthday? So yeah, let's do the timeline. Your birthday, I was coming in for 8 months straight every weekend. And he goes, I know, I was buying the tickets for you. Yeah, and she said, you didn't show up for me at all. Like you said you would. You didn't show up to provide for me and my son. I told you my situation and everything. And I was like, hold on, Destiny. Hold on, Destiny. Hold on, Destiny. See, I was with you up until this part. I was with you up until you said that. Because now that you have said that, now my mind has changed. Because let's keep in mind, y'all, Destiny has had over the past, since the pandemic, Destiny's had businesses open and closed. Employees have come out to say they were not being paid. She has went to jail for allegedly fraud. Her and LeBear got divorced. That's a lot of weight on top of her having financial difficulties that has been exposed on the show. That is a lot. And for you to tell a man that he was supposed to show up, regardless if he agreed to it or not, that's not his responsibility. And anybody with common sense will get up and say, yep, this is too much for me. You need to try to figure this out all on your own or go into something else, because I can't be here for you in this way if you're not showing up for me in the same way. So I understood him in that point. I actually did understand what he was talking about. I feel like she wanted someone to replace LeBerick and providing. And if we're not married, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. Mrs. Best, how did you feel about Destiny?
Separate from whether she was friends with Sonny or not, all that this meeting did was confirm that Moses is likely telling the truth about getting with Sonny when he and Destiny were no longer together. Once you are no longer with somebody, they don't owe you nothing. They don't owe you shit. They don't. And even when you're with someone, really, they don't owe you shit. People have to stop entering relationships with unrealistic expectations or thinking that their partner owes them stuff or that they can get away with things just because they're together. That's taking advantage of something versus actually being in it for feelings, for care, for love. To me, it made me just look at Destiny like, you a gold digger, you a scam artist also. So who's to say if you out here getting arrested left and right for scamming people out of money, not paying your employees, who's to say you're not going to expect like, oh, well, at least I've got my looks. I can get a man to pay for this. I think they broke up probably because it sounds like her finances were a mess and she kept expecting him to cover stuff is bullcrap. And the fact that she could sit there and be like, well, I came to visit you every other weekend for 8 months or whatever the hell it was, but he paid for it, then your visit don't mean shit because you ain't took the initiative to come see him on your own. He had to pay in order to see you. That's not benefiting both parties. That's only benefiting one person. So she has no argument, and I think she's just made it for any man with common sense that watches this show. They ain't gonna date her. Why? And the last thing I will say, and this is to every mother out there, whether you a divorced mother, a baby mama, whatever, your child is your responsibility. And don't nobody owe shit to your child except for you or their daddy. Not the grandparents, not the uncles, not the aunties, not your friends. Nobody owes your children anything except for the mother and the father. That's it. So the fact that she would even try saying you wasn't there for my son, he don't have to be. It's not his job. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, that's all I could really say.
Hey,
She showed her hand. I don't feel any empathy for her. At the end of the day, these people got together when you were no longer together. Now they are married, and it is what it is.
what made me mad is what she was trying to seem like. Even though I do to some degree think that it was malicious on both their parts, it still doesn't matter to me when you were trying to put in perspective that you wanted this man to take care of you and he wasn't willing to do that because at the end of the day, you ain't even trying to do that for yourself. So why should he come into a relationship having his stuff together? Yeah, he made because she mentioned in this scene like you were broken, like you had lost family members and everything. Yeah, he probably was going through his stuff emotionally, but financially he seemed to be okay. So I don't understand what your logic was getting with him in the first place, where you just I mean, because now I'm actually looking at you now with the side eye versus Sonny and Moses. Now, we're gonna get on Sonny in a minute at the end of this episode because I have a theory about her too. But I just feel like for me, this wasn't the way Destiny. This was you shouldn't even have did this scene. Because Carlos just made you, I'm not saying Carlos, but I'm just saying producers made you look crazy. And then completely exonerated any like ill intent that this man would have had with this whole situation with Sonny. That's what they did.
I think that that's probably part of the reasons the producers even have them on this show because ain't no way in hell that I agree with what you're saying. They're obviously not innocent in getting together. Like they knew that being together would upset her. But at the same time, it's like I'm looking at her just with a side eye. Everybody in the situation to some extent is wrong, but Destiny is more wrong, and no shade. I know people who are fans of the show love her. What is her storyline outside of this situation with Sunny
Destiny's
and
never
them?
had a storyline, so let's keep some things clear, and then we're gonna move on. Destiny has not had a storyline this entire time. She kept saying the producers never wanted to show her real life. She kept saying all these different things, and it was like, was still. We never knew what happened between you and LeBeric when he filed for divorce. We only knew the extent of he did it 3 months after your son was born. So we didn't know, but we didn't know what led up to it. We don't know if y'all had an argument. We don't know if he just got sick. We don't know what happened. All we know is the timeline of when it happened. That's not a storyline. So yes, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Now everything was off camera when it came to Destiny. But when she would get on the show, it was nothing. Hey y'all, I'm about to watch now. Shayna, good luck. Prepare yourself because when I tell you this episode was crazy, It was crazy. I wouldn't say it was entertaining, but it was like you have to connect a lot of dots here. It was too much for me. So good luck, love. So moving on from because I don't want to talk about the rest of that. I don't care about the baby thing. She never got pregnant. It was never that was never nothing. So I'm not even gonna go into that. So that's it for Destiny and Moses. I don't really care. Moving on from there, Tisha meets up with Latricia. I'm actually gonna say Latricia because I need to address something for her too. Maybe she thought we would be intrigued by her and we were underwhelmed. Here's the thing, underwhelmed is an understatement. I'm trying to figure out if y'all were trying to y'all could have kept Kiki if this was the case. Y'all could have kept Kiki. Really, you could have. I feel like Mel has a lot to do with Kiki not being here. I do, and I'm gonna say allegedly because I don't know for sure. But I feel like y'all could have kept Kiki. And once again, I'm gonna keep saying this until I am blue in the face and until her ass shows up on my screen. Y'all should never got rid of Tiffany. Not at any point, especially for this shit we about to go cover in a minute. So once again, we meet up with Letitia meets up with Latricia, and Latricia decided to go ahead and train her. And as you know, they're training. Letitia said this is an intense workout, and it looked legit. I will say she definitely knows what she's doing. They take a break, and Letitia was like, "I want to get to know you. Like, who do you know?" And then because she mentions that she wants to do a couples workout with Maurice, Kimmy, and Marcel and her. And she asked if she knew Nell and Trisha said, yeah, actually that's my mom's peoples. So Nell and Trisha may be related. So we have to keep out for that. And she asked, okay, well, who else do you know? Do you know Stormy and Courtney? And she said, yeah, I know Courtney because I went to high school with him. And me and Stormy are actually really close. And Tisha, I don't know if she was really joking, but I'm just going to say she was jokingly saying, okay, I might have to get a new trainer. And they laugh it off and everything. And then she goes, well, do you know Martell? And she goes, yeah, I went to high school with Martell too. And she goes, oh. She goes, well, really, I went to high school with his younger brother because they're Martell's a little bit older. She goes, oh, okay, well, which one was the bad one? Which one's the good one? Because we always heard that Martell was the good one and the brother was the bad one. And Trisha said, who? I said, telltale sign right there. Mm-hmm. I'm watching that now because she's saying that like Martell got away with a lot because of probably his charm and his appeal, but that brotherhood didn't have it so lucky, or maybe it was something to that. She didn't allude far enough for me, for me to figure out what she meant by that. And so they leave the scene pretty much saying, okay, well, Trisha likes Tisha. She thinks that she's sweet, she's cool, and everything, and I'm going to say this part. I want to leave for it in, but I'm actually going to say this part now. She did talk about her husband, and I'm saying Trisha's husband because Trisha is not divorced, y'all. They have not signed any paperwork, and we're trying to figure out what's going on here. So I'm going to say that for Ian, but she mentions Zatisha, which confirmed what we were talking about last week because she mentioned paperwork, but we didn't know to the extent of what Trisha was talking about. But now we know it can confirm Trisha is still married to her ex-husband or to her husband. Meanwhile, she's still with Ken and living with him and everything. So, yeah. This is best. Chime in on this because I need to know how you feel about all this.
I was actually extremely bored with the meeting. I don't know, you guys. I don't usually watch own shows, so I'm struggling a little bit watching this show just because I'm like, there's just a lot of lows, not enough peaks. Yeah. That's like the kindest way to say it. The scene with them two at the gym, no shade to Tisha. Girl, we've been seeing you supposedly work out. I never see a change. She's a beautiful woman, but I never see a damn change. I don't understand why she suddenly wants a trainer. It just all feels like it's for the show, which just to me makes everybody look and seem disingenuous. I don't think that these two really like each other off camera. I'm not saying they dislike each other, but it didn't seem like there was like any type of a genuine bond or connection you feel with somebody when you making like a new friend or something. And it also seemed like Tisha came there just wanting to like gossip and get whatever she could out for the show because she don't want to talk about her own marriage. So I don't know. Love and Marriage Huntsville to do better. This is why I've never really cared for this show or any of the Love and Marriage as a franchise. Like, it's just extremely annoying. You got a cast full of people who got more going on that we learn about them off camera than we do when they're fucking on camera. And it's like, well, what's the point in watching the show? It just annoys the crap out of me. And then Latricia, I knew she was still married. I had a feeling. I'm not surprised. I don't trust her. I don't trust anybody that would just move on and start dating without even filing for divorce. She didn't just say they're not married. She said that he hasn't filed, she hasn't filed, nothing has happened. So, you know, I don't know. I'm just annoyed with it. But I feel like they need to start forcing these people to talk
I agree.
about their lives because this is ridiculous.
They're
I'm
not
tired
giving
of
him.
mosey ass.
Yeah, and then they're not giving it away where it makes sense. Like that doesn't make sense to me. How you moved on to a whole other man, yet you married to your ex. That and that relationship was so contentious, yet you're not talking about it. So it's like I don't understand her. But moving on, Mel has a pamper party for her and her actual real friends. So she decided to bring her real friends on the show. She had Dr. Shanita, I think that's her name. I remember her. She was on some other show. I remember her from something. I just don't remember where I know her from. And I feel like it wasn't Football Wives. It was something. I remember her from something. I can't think of it right now. Y'all put it in the chat if y'all know where she's from, because I'm telling you, I've seen that lady before. But they began talking. Mel has this pamper party. It was actually a really cute party. She's pampering the girls with her products. And I will say, as somebody who does uses Mel's products, yes, I do. I actually use Seventh Avenue Beauty, y'all. I'm one of those guys. I use the lotion. I use the toner. I use the toner. I use the face cream. And I use the milk bath because I am a bath guy. So yes, I use all of her products. They do work. It is absolutely good stuff. So that aside, we talk about, Mel and how hard she is to set up with people. And Dr. Shanita was talking about, yeah, Mel is too picky and stuff. Like I tried to hook her up with somebody and she was like, why is this dude missing a side tooth? Y'all, let me tell y'all something. As somebody who loves teeth, like I should have been a dentist, missing a side tooth, if you really grown, is a problem. At any age is a problem for me, but as an adult as male in them age, that is a problem. I don't want to see no teeth missing. I'm not saying they got to be perfectly straight, but they need to look like you get them cleaned at least a few times a year. So I don't think male standards are high at all. I feel like that's what she wants. She should be able to get what she wants. That doctor was something else. I'm not gonna lower my standards for somebody. That was crazy. That was crazy for her to even say. I was looking like male, like looking at her, like, really? Are you serious? Like, no, don't lower your standards at all. Like, no, Mel, don't do it. Don't forget that friend. I know you love her, but that wasn't the right thing to say. I wish Mrs. Best would tell me some stuff like that. She ain't never told me no stuff like that. Ain't that right, Mrs. Best? I guarantee you, she laughing right about now.
Yeah, I don't know. The friend is slow. Listen, there's a such thing as being picky. I have a lot of friends who are single to this day. We getting closer to 40. They talk about they want their husbands and they're super, super picky. When I think of pickiness, I think the best example that everybody can Google and look at would be Chili from TLC years ago when she did the show and she had that list of things that were required to date a man, and it left her to where she was alone until basically last year until she met the white boy from Boy Meets World. It doesn't work being too picky. So if you're too picky, yeah, you're just going to be alone. Nobody's going to want to deal with that. But at the same time, I also think that being picky should be a part of your process when choosing a partner. You have to like them. You have to like what you're looking at. Your standards and what you choose should not have anything to do with the world, what's popular, any of that. It should be stuff for you that's important. So that's what I'll say there. Also, be careful taking advice from your single friends. I have single friends. I will vent to them. And listen, James is laughing, but it's true. I have single friends. I can vent to them. They do not understand. And it's not even about being married. I'm saying single friends, meaning the ones who are not in relationships. It's not even about being married. So don't come at me because you see Mrs. in my name. But there's a reason they're single 9 times out of 10, whether people can admit it or not. And that reason may be different from you, and it may be and show that they're in a different space as you, which could be why you're looking to date or wanting to date. You shouldn't lower your standards for anybody as a whole. You shouldn't tell your friends not to be picky when choosing their spouse. If they are being picky, fine, let them know. But this was not her being picky. Now, honestly, after a relationship as tumultuous and toxic that she had with Martell, she's earned the right to be picky. Because who the hell wants to get with somebody again and end up in a similar situation or one that's worse? Who wants to do that? She went to college with him. She met him in what America would consider to be the best circumstances to meet your spouse. And look what he did. So she has every right to be picky. I think her friend jealous personally, based on her.
I don't know what it was, but that friend, or maybe she was just doing this for TV. Because there's no way I would take advice from that friend. Absolutely not. One of the things I did respect about Mel is that she's extremely considerate of her situation and the person she brings into the situation. She makes sure that they will not, endure whatever, lifestyle choices that she has, because there was times where on the show, it actually happened where Martell showed up to a restaurant when she was on a date and had his camera all in that man's face. Like, I remember that and just thinking, wow, like, dude, she can't even date anybody with you popping up somewhere. So
when it comes to emotional abuse, which is what Martell is guilty of, and mental abuse, verbal abuse, I'm sure all of that, and the alleged physical abuse, any form of abuse, if your friends express to you that someone has caused them trauma, be careful with what you recommend for them going forward, and take that into consideration when offering them advice on everything, not just dating, because it impacts you in every area of life. So I don't know, but again, based on her friend's wig, this is not the person to take advice from. Just saying. I would hate that for her. Let her live her life after her ex damn near anyone. Right. She doesn't trust it. And it's like, if you're someone's friend, that'd be like if I was to say to James right now, like, hey, I got a guy for you. I want you to date him. Like, just ignoring anything else that he's been going through emotionally, whether it be his personal life or the fact that he just exited a relationship. Like, you have to be mindful of your friends' feelings and what's best for them. I think that's where you find out who's really your friend when you go through stuff.
Right. I feel like in her defense, I feel like I'm going to defend this lady a little bit. I think she understands the quality of a friend and as a person that Melody is, that she's probably just saying, this guy would be great. He has money. Well, obviously, whoever she was talking about missing the side tooth, he ain't got enough money to fix that, then he doesn't care about himself. See, you have to understand, it's not about him missing the side tooth. I think that the friend missed the mark on that one. It's about, if you don't have enough care to fix the flaw that you could easily fix, then that's what we're talking about. Then you really don't care about anything else after that. Because let me tell y'all something. I don't care how much I come on this camera. If any of my teeth decide to fall out, y'all will not see me until it's fixed. I will go into debt fixing my teeth.
I have.
Yes.
You better believe it. I sure have. The maxed out a credit card for a crown. Damn right.
Yeah, here you go.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. Naya, I'm telling you, girl, Naya understands. I'm telling you, wigs, especially in the Black community, somebody's hair will tell you all you need to know, especially women. Especially the women. It's the truth.
I'm not doing this with you today. Don't get on time out now. Not the lady.
She had the Tamar wig, the one that Tamar Braxton liked to wear. Except this ladies look dry and brittle.
That was Tamar Braxton's season 1 wig.
Yep. But she's probably a good friend. I don't want to down her. I'm just saying, sometimes you have to realize that your friends are in different spaces and may not be in the place to give you the advice that they think they can give.
And I agree with that. Yeah. I think that that's really what this was, is that they maybe not be in the space to really give you that sound advice, because if this is what you came up with, trying to set her up, I think the best idea is not to set her up, because Mel is very appealing on the eye. She is going to find somebody, trust me. She's going to find somebody.
As soon as she wants to.
Right. As soon as she wants to, trust me, I'm sure there's a floodgate of men that would not mind. Because mind you, this woman snapped back very greatly, has a great body, business savvy, money is right, everything is right. She got all the appropriate licenses she's supposed to have for her business. So trust me, she is a great catch to whomever. I just want the whomever to be on the same stature. That's all that I'm saying, or even better than her. That's all I'm saying. Moving on, y'all. So we then go over to Stormy's house, and Letitia's not Letitia, Trisha. Trisha is there. Hold on, what's nice saying? If you're telling them match your wig fixes, I told you. Trisha is there, and they're talking, and Martell shows up. So as soon as Martell walks in, he goes, "Hey, I'm Martell," and shake Trisha's hand, and she's like, "Hi, Trisha," and she was taken back. She was like, "Wait, what? What just happened? What just happened?" Now, Trisha, this is where I'm gonna get you together. I don't want to because I want to like you, but I have a hard time doing this when it comes to things like this. You just told Stormy that you see Martell at the gym with Destiny, and you could have bought that up right then and there, sitting there, instead of you looking confused and just, I don't know, maybe she's not confrontational, but then I can't even say that because her Ken just let that out the bag last episode. So I don't know what was going on right there. Now, I don't want to say on my channel, and I'm going to say allegedly, but it's getting y'all slept together. Allegedly. Was I the only one who caught that tension? Because it was like she's already timid as it is. But she was like, yeah, because even Stormy picked up on it. She was like, "Do y'all know each other?" And she said, "Yeah, I know him." And Martell was like, "Where do we know each other at?" She's like, "Come on, Martell." He goes, "No, for real, where do we know each other at?" She said, "We know each other. How Ted's doing," and talk about his brother. And he goes, "Oh yeah, okay, I remember you." And that's what she should have said. Yes, I see you at the gym. We've known each other, but it's given. I'm sorry. That lady has unsettling, and she does. Y'all, I thought it was just me that's noticing. Like, what is wrong with this lady?
I said it for the moment that she came onto this show. I said it. If y'all go back to the recap, something with this woman is off in like almost a sinister way, but I can't put my finger on it. But my gut never steered me wrong. Something with her is off. Here's why I feel that way. If somebody that I know for a fact I know, and she revealed that they had just seen each other in the supermarket too, in Target,
right,
too long ago. If somebody who I know for a fact knows me, and he ain't warned me that I should act like I don't know him in this situation, if he do that, I'm not gonna play it off and shake his hand. So the first thing she should have done, if she was truly innocent and whatever the hell happened between the two, has been like, hold on, nigga, why you acting like you don't know me? You know me.
Yeah,
we know each other. Like, that's exactly what should have happened.
we're glad you caught a live too. We missed you. We needed you up here. Where my logical speaks at? I need you up here too. Somebody wake logical up and tell them come in this live here, please.
But
We need
Trisha,
some logic right here.
I'm trying to tell y'all, she is definitely, there's something. The only reason I kind of feel like they may have slept together is because, again, ain't no way I'm gonna shake someone's hand that I know for a fact I know, like that I've seen. I went to high school with your brother. I know the family. Damn. Well, I don't blame you.
Okay, yeah, I can't that. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, that is true. But at the same time, love, like, you know me. You know who I am. Come on. Like, she said out her mouth to Stormy, I see Martell at the gym with Destiny. And that wasn't that long ago. So that's why I'm like, hey, come on, Martell playing games. Like, this gives, and then y'all alluded to this, like, oh, it's gonna come out there we were smashing each other and stuff like that. And she goes, definitely not. And it was like, why did y'all automatically go to that?
All right.
Why would y'all automatically go to that? Because that's not what we were thinking at all. We were like, why is it so awkward?
Yeah.
For Martell to say, okay, well, she looked different to me. I'm like, I don't think she looked different at all.
I feel like that
Maybe
lady,
a hairstyle. That lady looked the same. Yeah.
Year round. That's her wig. That's her go-to wig. She work out and everything.
What do you guys think is the purpose of her storyline? Here's the thing.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna say allegedly on my channel. Allegedly, I feel like this is somebody who slept with Martell while she was with the first husband, and that hasn't come out yet. And I feel like that's where they found her at. I do. And I'm saying allegedly. I can't prove she did it or not. But because of her energy, when as soon as he walked into the room, she didn't even face him until she got comfortable enough in conversation to do so. If y'all notice that, something is wrong with this lady, and something happened between them two. I'm not saying slept together, but no Martell, I don't put it past him.
I personally think, if I'm keeping it 100, I personally feel like they both did sleep together, but I don't feel like it was recent. I actually feel like they probably slept together while they were both in their previous marriages. That's how I feel.
Logical speaks. It's about time you got here.
Hello,
yes, I called you. Yes. Thank you for coming. We need some expertise. I need to ask your opinion on Miss Latricia here, because we are all confused on this whole her and Martell energy that seemed like it's premeditated. Please give your opinion. I need to know. Absolutely. And anybody else that want to chime in, please give your opinion. This is what this channel is here for, because I am confused. Like, that energy was crazy between them two.
They had to have slept together while they were both in their other marriages. That's the only thing that would make sense as to why he would suddenly do that now that the camera is there. That's the only thing that would make sense. Because if you, like you said, she talked about being in the gym with him and seeing him. So now that you see him in front of other people, you're uncomfortable. And then you're acting uncomfortable in front of a person that already knows everything anyway. So I feel like they slept together while they were both married, and probably just never wanted to say anything or anything like that.
See, and I'm thinking of this now, and I'm saying allegedly. Don't be coming for me, on people. Allegedly, I feel like she had a relationship with the brother, and Martell stepped in that.
Oh,
I do. Something about it, just because the energy of it. Something tells me she probably was messing with the brother, and Martell stepped in that.
Hmm.
That's like, I'm starting to think it goes back further than that.
It can't even. The sad thing is, no matter how it's looked at and what the potential of what could be, it's still shady as hell.
It is.
I'm like, why would you sign on to this show knowing that you have
I don't know
something?
if he's not feeling it. I just think, for me, I feel like Martell doesn't want another skeleton to come out. Like, that's how I'm looking at it. Martell don't want another skeleton to come out, because if you see, he just a cheesing, and like, as if the shit was gonna hit the fan. That's how he was cheesing. So I'm just like, something is not right. And then, because you can't really get a solid answer from her because she's so timid, it's like, what are we doing here? Like, I need to know now, because nothing is making sense with you, lady. Nothing is making sense. And we got one more scene with her, and it's really not about to make any sense. So, yeah, and I'm with Naya here. Energy will tell you so much. It will. So once Martell leaves and everything, Stormy is still trying to get the 411. Stormy is like, okay, so what's going on? Like, and Latricia was like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure that out myself. I just don't know why he act like he didn't know me, and I saw him at Target. And I'm just like, oh my God. Carlos, why did you do this? Why? Because she's a nice lady. She really does. I have to go in on this lady, y'all. This is not what I built this channel for. In my opinion, yes, he's not giving her attention. He's not giving her nothing to talk. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Stormy is where she should have said what was going on. This entire scene was done. Y'all think Stormy knew? Do y'all think Stormy knows?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. That's her. They supposedly are good friends. I feel like she knows. I feel like she knows.
She was trying to get me started. She was, absolutely. She was, and it wasn't working because, one, okay, so we all kind of on the thing that Stormy knew. Stormy was trying to start that shit. She was sitting there and putting her head down and trying to laugh it off and everything. Yes, Stormy, we saw you, but I don't know what you thought they were going to do. I don't know what you thought they were going to confess, because that would be crazy. She's in a whole nother relationship with a whole nother man. Stormy knows a lot. She does. But that was crazy. But yeah, once Martell left, and then so Stormy was like, well, I'm trying to get this event together. She asked Latricia to be a model, and she wants her to train Martell. She said, I don't usually train men, but for you, I will do it.
That's how you know this girl is off. If you don't usually train men, you're not going to change the bylaws of your little business model. You could have easily referred him to your buff ass boyfriend.
Exactly.
Why do you have to do it? Why do you have to train him? And it probably would be better for him to go to a male. The different strokes, different folks, different things that we have to do that men don't have to do with work it out, all types of things. Latricia, oh yeah, that's obvious. She don't want to marry him. It's
We're
clear.
gonna get to that in a minute,
Okay.
y'all. But we gonna get to that in a minute because I'm starting to see that logical. I'm right there with you. But let's go on to the next scene. So y'all, the next scene we gotta talk about is Moses and Sonny. And this is where Sonny annoys me. The moment that he comes in and talks to her, he said, I met up with Destiny. The first thing that comes out her mouth is, oh, what's she have on? And he was like, I don't know, some heels, maybe a dress. She had her makeup done. Makeup was nice and everything. So she had some makeup on. Oh, okay. And I'm looking at her like,
why do you need to, like, first of all, if I ask my man what somebody else was wearing that he went to work with or meet with, and he remembers, I got a problem. Because, nigga, why you looking at what she wearing to where you can remember? You don't even remember to take out the trash, but you can remember what this heifer had on. And then why are you asking? Why are you
why
asking?
are you asking? Sonny, who cares? Like what she had on. That wasn't the purpose of why they met up. Like, why do you care? It's so crazy to me. So he meets up and he pretty much reiterates the story. I'm not going to go into that. But Sonny stands on, look, we were never friends. Like, people use that word loosely. I was her producer. So, yes, have been days where I had to console her. There was days where I had to get in her business and know things because she is on a TV show. And I said, Sonny, that is mildly convenient of you. Because in the grand scheme of things, Sonny is right. In the grand scheme of things, Sonny is right as far as the job, and if it was pertaining to only the job. Now, in real life, for those of us who are looking at Sonny with a deeper side eye, y'all were friends. Anybody I tell my personal business to, I don't care if I'm on a show or not, we are considered friends. Because the show would only get what I want the show to get. That's me, personally. If I was on TV and this was my life, y'all are only going to give what I give you. But if I'm telling you my intimate, personal business, like I'm assuming Destiny told Sonny, we're considered friends, love. But I said that's mighty convenient for you. Very good deflection. Very good. I have to give it to her because she is right, technically. Logical, what you're saying over here. Sonny is, pressing my opinion, the history of the most scares Sonny. I don't know if it scares her. I just think she's gloating because she was the one that got chosen, which if you're actually saying on national TV that he had many to choose from and he chose you, that should worry you on hand. Because what does that mean exactly? Like, something about Sonny ain't right either. Like, I'm looking at her like, you was just really excited and just so tickle pink to be chosen by this man. And it's like, it's not even that serious. We're happy you got married. We happy y'all finna start a life. But don't throw it like, oh, well, I was the chosen one. And then we sitting over here the whole time. The camera is panning on your forehead and your roots. So I don't want to hear from you, Sonny. Like, it just, to me, it was convenient. I'm gonna accept your answer for what it was. But yeah, it's still wrong. I don't care how you put it. How did you feel, Mrs. Best, about Sonny and saying all that bull?
I'm tired of her. Just be married to the man and shut up about it, please.
Right.
That's pretty much it. Like, I'm just over it. I really am. I'm over it. I want them to live their life now without talking about each other so I can figure out who got a storyline and who don't. He said Moses don't even speak proper. If he was in my country, he would have been corrected every time. Well,
here's the thing. In this country, let me tell you something. Moses is very common, unfortunately. Unfortunately, Moses is very common. So how he say synced the, as I said, he's very common. That's a problem. Because you were looked at differently if you spoke proper English. Mrs. Best could tell you in high school, I was such a target for everybody because I used words that nobody knew the definition of.
Mm.
So Ben always double back. Sunny is pressed. She knows there's a lot between Moses and Destiny. Sunny is scared. Destiny will snatch Moses out of spite, and Sunny should be scared. I'm from Australia. Oh, thank you for watching me from Australia. I love it. Thank you. And that level of English is, yeah, I know. I know. But I'm gonna go back to logical on this one. I think she is scared, and I think that that is a tactic of hers to reiterate the story to make it fit the narrative. As long as she continues to do that, his mind will be focused on their union versus the mindset of him having multiple women, which would have included Destiny at some point. I do think that she's strategic in that way. So I do agree with this. Absolutely. Mrs. Best, do you agree with that too?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I genuinely do. I just want for Sunny to like listen. If the humidity in the South is too much, it's okay to put on a wig. It's okay to go natural. Kimmy looks great natural. I love her natural hair. I just want for her to not do a middle part and to either put on a wig or hit up the natural styles because it just looked like the humidity attacked that child's hairline. I tell you, I
It's
tell you.
just, yeah,
I
we
feel like
definitely.
Moses and her too, just a side note, they not gonna last.
I don't think they will either. And it's because she's too hell bent on the control. She's too hell bent on the control. I feel like she needs to, if she really wants this to work, she needs to loosen that leash just a little bit and let the cards fall where they may. Because if he's supposed to be for you, he's going to be for you. But you don't have to keep reiterating a story to fit the narrative of you and him and how y'all got together and how you're going to still be together. That is really strange that you do that, man. That's just very strange. So the last scene, y'all, we about to get into is Latricia and Ken. It is Latricia's birthday, and Ken has prepared a dinner. He mentions that he's not really good at giving gifts, so it wasn't until he got into this relationship with Latricia that he actually stepped up his game and made sure he paid more attention to getting gifts. So when he sits her down and everything, he gets her a nice little bracelet. She puts it on. She's thankful and everything. And when he sits down, he talks about the next step of their relationship. He would like to get married, but he wants to know what's going on with. Oh wait, hold on. I'm going ahead. Oh, she talked about going to Stormy's house, and then she talked about how Martell was there, and he acted like he didn't know her. He goes, "What? Like that's like not him denying you, like you one of his tricks." And I said, "Ken, you don't know, but the irony is actually pretty strong there, sir." Like, because had we not known any better, we all are assuming that right now. So it's very funny that you bring that up in that moment. I had to clock that because that's irony, y'all. That is irony. The fact that he said it like that. Because had he seen this scene, I'm sure that's what his thought would have been. Oh, y'all did it. Yeah. And you didn't even tell me. But this is allegedly because I'm very protecting my channel. So now we move on to the conversation about the marriage. He says, "What's in the way? Why haven't you filed for divorce yet? Like, it's given to me that you're not ready to let go of that situation." And I'm gonna tell y'all from the standpoint of that, I don't think she is either. I think that she's trying to see if the grass is really greener on the other side, and that's messed up to do. If someone else is investing their feelings into you and you're not sure if this really
Yep.
is, yeah, that's what she's giving. Yeah.
They haven't filed. That's the part that drives me crazy. Because, listen, I haven't been divorced, but I think most people, from what I hear, who have been divorced, they all, when they are done, when people are done, it don't matter if you a man, a woman, or a damn sea turtle. You gonna figure out a way to be done and away from each other, signed, sealed, delivered, and stamped by your county's clerk. It doesn't make sense that nobody's filed for a divorce. I don't like it. I feel like the big buff man's name?
Ken.
Yeah, Ken. I feel like he's gonna end up getting hurt in the end.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely gonna end up getting hurt, but I still also see red flags with him because it's like you raising a whole baby that's not yours with your ex, so I don't trust it. She made it sound like she was in a DV-filled marriage. Yeah, and then Stormy's comments about her ex-husband also supported that as
Right.
well.
She used the reference Mr. from The Color Purple.
Mhm.
Now, if y'all have seen The Color Purple, then y'all know Mr. was physically abusive, emotionally abusive, and also he isolated her from anything and everything that she knew. So that's what I think of a Mr. when someone says, I was with a Mr. from The Color Purple. So that means at some point he went upside your head. At some point he isolated you from everybody that you love. And he was probably emotionally abusive, saying that you're black, you're ugly, and everything else. I'm sorry.
And
That's
the common thing that abusive men do when in marriages is to have a form of control. They will refuse sometimes to sign the papers. It's super common. So I wouldn't be surprised. But still, girl, get divorced. Latricia wants Martell, period. Kid is not for it for her. Martell is the fine bad boy she was. I got that energy from her Logical Speaks. You can see that she definitely does want somebody that's a little harder, a little rough around the edges. And that is Martell. She just seems like the type that's attracted to somebody who's going to give her a run for her money.
And that's so sad. That is so sad. Latricia is just another means of, to get back at Mel. I say that because she's so much story, but they want to address her relationship with Martell.
Right. Yeah.
Now that you said that, I do now, it brings back to the point that Stormy probably does know that it happened, and she was trying to get her to air it out on TV. Now that, yes, that's crazy to me that anyone in any realm would want to date Martell. I'm gonna tell you like this, Naya, he would do very well in the gay community. He would do extremely well in the gay community. Then men will run him up and down. I promise you, they would. I'm telling you, I would ignore him at all for red flag because I see the red flags. He might as well just walk with him because I'm gonna see him. But
he is the flag.
Yeah, he is the flag. Yes. So, but yes, they would tear him up in the gay because they would love him. They love him like that. It's crazy. It's such a reverse psychological backfire on everybody. So, but yeah, I don't know, but it does make sense. I can kind of see it. I could see Latricia at some extent wanting somebody like Martell if she doesn't already want Martell. Like I could see her wanting somebody in that realm. Ken does not get, but we also don't know Ken, y'all. Let's kind of put something else in perspective. All we know about Ken is that he's raising a child that's not his. He was also divorced as well, and to me, he comes with a lot of trauma that he needs to get therapy for too. Just like Latricia needs to get, she needs to be in somebody's mental ward because there's something not right here. And I'm not saying mental ward as a slug to her. I'm saying mental ward as far as she can't even speak without getting timid and her voice cracking and her looking down. It's starting to get to a point where I'm like, okay, blink twice if you're okay. I don't know. I don't know. I almost want him to come on the show at this point.
Right, we got everybody else's damn ex on the show, right. And everybody digging into everybody's business. Dig into this.
Carlos, I know you don't watch me yet, but Carlos, bring this lady husband on the show and make him do a scene with Martell and Courtney or whoever, and let this come on. I need to know now because at this point, she's not clear, and I need clarity with this situation. If you're gonna have us watch this shit. Would you want Martell if he was in the community? I reckon he would treat a man better than a woman. He would. Me personally, hell fuck no. But he would. I guarantee you, if he were to actually come into the community, because they would give him everything he needs. The whole not satisfying you, that thing he told Melody, I honestly feel like if he were to try him in, he would get what he wanted. Absolutely. I do believe that. Naya.
On his bald head.
Naya, damn.
Can you imagine the sun that flag could get for everybody to
Lord.
see? That's right, Naya. That's right.
Oh my God, that took me out. Damn. Okay. But y'all, that was the episode. It was absolutely. I want to like Trisha. I do. I want to like her. But right now, unless she does something that turns all the way around, I don't think I'm going to like her, y'all. I just don't. What logical say? Martell's going to try and dominate anyone he's with. Yeah,
That's
absolutely. I
because
agree with
he's a
that too.
narcissist and not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Smack dab right in the middle. Now, Lord Jesus. Yes, he do, but yeah. Walking red flag, y'all. Y'all ladies who think that shit is cute, y'all haven't been in my comments yet, so I know it's coming at some point. Cause I read all of them comments, and I'm just like, y'all be on other YouTubers just be wilding over this man. I'm telling you, you will not like. I want to though. I really do because I feel like I can resonate in
I
some
don't think
way.
you will.
You don't think
She's
I will?
somebody who she knows that she has met multiple times before and has known since high school. Came and introduced himself to her like she didn't know it, and she didn't have shit to say. That to me was an entire turn off. Cause come on now. I think Trisha, yep. She's disingenuous. People don't sense
She's
it.
doing a horrible job. She's doing a
Yeah,
horrible job.
yeah.
Damn.
Listen, you said it nicer than me, but that's what it is. I wish the hell James would walk in the room and be like, "Hi, Amina, nice to meet you." I'll backhand you. I
Right.
really would. Like, what? What do you mean? We
What you
know
mean?
each
What you
other.
mean? I'm James Nice to meet you. What you mean you James Nice to meet you? I don't know who the fuck you are. Like the hell?
Like, I bought the book, James. To start smacking them with fraternity row.
Right. Right.
I cannot.
No, that was crazy. No, I'm not gonna lie. That was some crazy shit. The fact that she didn't go off, like I would have went off. Like me too. Like me and Mrs. Best one the same. Like the fuck you known me for 20 goddamn years. The fuck you talking about? I'm Martell. What the hell you talking about? You know who the fuck I am.
Start listing off family members' names.
Okay, I know
This
everybody.
whole
Like you ain't gonna
government.
play with me. But seriously, I'm really trying to. I'm still trying to strategically place where she would have fit in if they had an affair. That's another toxic. I can't fool with me either. I couldn't.
Well,
Martell played dead in her face, and she sat there like a deer in bright headlights. I mean, it was like, what the hell, lady? Like, there's no way. Not on national TV. No, you will not. I'm finna act a fool, and I'm finna show Carlos what I'm really made of.
that's an easy way too for her to have
It
like
would have been.
had just some type of relevance on the show
And
too.
yet, yes, this is the comment right here. Absolutely, it did. I said that in the beginning. I said he had that smirk, like, oh shit, they finna blow my shit up. They finna blow my spot. And here this girl I done had 20 years ago, or maybe just recently around the block. That's exactly the look he gave. He absolutely. No, absolutely. It was. She was. But I tell you, she said she told Stormy, I don't know what that was about. He act like I had just seen him at Target 3 months ago. It was like, I'm gonna need you, ma'am. I'm gonna need you to. This is why I said y'all, and this is why I said my channel. We are huge advocates of actually a therapy session today. We are huge advocates of therapy. If there is something in you that you need to fight out, get it out. Don't be like this because she's trying to use working out as a mask to cover whatever she's going through mentally, and that does not work. It just doesn't. Imagine doing so much mess you can't even place your whole. Oh,
Oh, shit.
damn, Naya, that's a good one, right?
Martell, the
Exactly.
way he need to move places like California, New York, where
No,
it's like a
no,
bigger population.
no, he
Because
can't come to California. He
no,
can't come
he's
to
running
California.
into his exes left and right. Okay,
That's why I
left
said
and
women's
right.
work. She was supposed to make that seem juicy. She was. She failed.
Yeah, she failed.
You know, Martell couldn't come to California because girls would smell that shit a mile away. He might get one or two that want to go for the ride, that want to see what it's like, and then they'll be done
Who
with it.
said I was talking about the girls here? You know how many we got a big old community on the DL here. It's true,
I'm not going to.
especially in Oakland. I'm born and raised. I will not tell you a lie.
And Martell knows it. He's not going to give her nothing, period. Martell likes strong women, although he wants to be head of household. Soft women is needed in the bedroom. Like Bondi Blue said, no, the reason why he with that one is because she know how to open up her mouth really wide with all them little dolphin teeth. Shout out to Bondi Blue that
Not the dolphin
Coleslaw
teeth.
had, and that's why he liked that shit. And I'm telling you, that's why I said he would be better off. Men have stronger jaw muscles, Martell. Just go ahead and try it. I'm telling you, because Carlos can sense that energy. That's why when he be sitting next to you at that reunion and be crossing them legs over, we be looking at that and giving all kind of energy that he wanted. Yeah. So come on. Oh no, he can't run him up in the pocket. Well, I mean, no.
The thing is, in populated areas, there's more people. Unfortunately, that means there's more smart people and there's more stupid people. And you would think that the professionals of big cities would know better when dating. They don't. They don't. They don't. But it's got to be better. He just needs to go somewhere bigger than Huntsville because it seems like everywhere he goes, somebody knows something of his past. There's a skeleton lurking. There's a rumor waiting to come out. It's a mess. So Martell needs a good man. Oh wait. Oh wait.
But see, that's the problem. I don't even know if that would even work. We'll
It's
see.
America, not hopeful. Damn.
That can't support his bum ass. Men ain't gonna do that.
No.
Men are not gonna do that. Men are not going to do that. He needs to come already established. So that means he need to get the builder's license now and then save it for later. Submissive in the bedroom, making money in the streets. Wide mouth is mandatory. Yep, exactly. That is his criteria, y'all. Y'all want me to put it up there again? Submissive in the bedroom, making money in the streets. Wide mouth is mandatory. That is Martell's qualifications for you ladies.
Oh yeah, he needs a man because any woman with sense don't want that.
He needs a good man, Savannah. I feel like y'all. I'm not just saying this just to say it. I really feel like that is what he needs. Like that's what he's running from. And dating all these women, because I'm telling y'all, toxic men used to do this all the time. She used to irritate the fuck out of me. All you need is a good woman. Women do all kinds of stuff for you. You just ain't had no good woman yet. That's what it is. And he used to drive me crazy. I'm like, that doesn't do anything because it all worked the same. Like it all worked the same at the end of the day. I don't understand why you. Child, we so far removed from toxic. Like we need to be far. Like on this channel, we too. Ahead of the game, as I'm saying. We will chase the Wilson Mill and we'll never find it. Yeah. And I tell you all the time, he don't want Mel, he wants the lifestyle that Mel was able to afford him. That's really what that's about. And he's not going to get that with anybody else. He tried with Sheree, and I don't know if he just didn't think or I don't know.
That wasn't real.
You don't think that was real? I don't
know. No, I think that was that was transaction. Like when you call AT&T to pay your phone bill, when you call you know what I'm saying, PG&E, if you got them to pay your electric bill, that's what that was between he and Sheree. The reps are always so nice on the phone before they take that money from your account. That's what the hell that was.
I'm done with you.
It's true.
Sheree was not a couple. I don't care what nobody say. Martell's attracted to good women. I don't see him liking it. I mean, okay, logical speaks. I'm sorry, I'm stuck on the men have stronger jaws. They do. That was my whole reason.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, we gonna talk. Oh yeah, I gotta start another line. We gonna talk about this at some other point. At least he won't get buckled. No, he won't. He won't, because the man, because you know, let me tell you something. I know Martell will never stray to men. I know he won't. His ego won't let him. But if he ever did, he gonna get somebody that's gonna be bigger and that will fuck him up if he ever tried to stray. I'm telling you. But I know he's not gonna do it. He ain't that kind of man. Like Logical Speak said, I don't believe that part of it. I don't. He's attracted to. No, he's not. Have you seen Coleslaw? Okay. So yeah, I don't see him liking men, but I don't think it's far removed from him because he moves like someone who does secretly. So I'm just saying. I mean, I don't think he ever will do it. I think he'll go to the day he dies, trying to be with a woman. I do. And that's his prerogative. I don't care, but I just say, if you want something to work, Martell, you might want to try, because you may not know. It may work better for you. Just saying. Because his disdain for women is interesting. I don't think so. I don't think so, Naya. I don't. I don't think he wants to be run over and told what to. I don't think he does. I think he wants to be in control while you do all the work. I think he wants a Wilma Flintstone. I think he wants you to do everything while he does whatever he wants to do. That's truly his business because what he's doing ain't working. It's not. That's why I'm saying that, like, y'all, it's not working. It didn't even work with Melody. That's why I'm saying y'all have to look at the context of what he's saying. If y'all look at the context of what he's saying, it's all right there. It's all there. But once again, we're not ready for these conversations, and especially if you black, we're not ready for these conversations. We're just not. Men tell on themselves every day. They do. They tell on themselves every day, and it's just I think a lot of men are attracted to him. I'm not. He's fine. He's okay. But Martell's not a good looking. Needs a good looking woman by his side. I don't disagree with your common logical speaks. I don't disagree with what you're saying. However, that's going to require him to show up to be a better man for the good looking woman. And I don't think he wants to do that because I feel like what he thinks he is perfect. And that's just kind of how I look at it. I don't think that he'll ever show up for somebody the way they need him or require him to be. I just don't think he'll do it. I think he's too afraid of losing out on whatever he wants to do. I don't feel like, to me, if you had what you claim you had a good wife, successful business, beautiful children, everything was so great, but yet you still needed to step out and create a whole nother baby. I don't see the logic in, because he had a good woman. He had a beautiful woman by his side. So that's why I said I don't agree with that. He had a beautiful woman who had all the licenses, made all the money, and took care of all the kids. I don't see how that equates to him having a good looking woman by his side, because he had it and continued to cheat on it. That's why I'm saying there's something deeper going on there. Martell's wants to kick his foot up while someone does all. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Martell doesn't need no one by his side but a psychiatrist, and that's the comment right there. That's the comment right there, because whatever is going on in his mind is taking over. And he can't show up the way he needs to show up. And that's the problem. But something tells me it's deeper than that. I just do. Because if you had a good looking woman, Mel is beautiful. We're not gonna act like Mel is not beautiful. So we ain't gonna act like Mel is not accomplished. We ain't gonna act like Mel wasn't the glue that kept everything going. Because as I said, she had the builder's license. She had everything. So yeah. I heard you say Martell says she's not satisfying him, meaning give it up when he wants it in every way. Melody was quick to say no. Go back and watch. It was the episode when she threw that glass at him. She said that she did do it, and he said it was satisfying. He said that out of his mouth. Yeah, that's not a reason though to still cheat and still go get somebody else when you have everything at your. That's what we're trying to get you. Like, to me, because it was head, y'all. We talking about head at the end of the day, right? That's not a good enough reason for me to step out on somebody. That's not a good enough reason. Isn't there a saying you're supposed to teach people what you like? Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a good episode. He was shocked. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I don't, because to me, that's putting the brunt of the breakup on her when she didn't do anything wrong. Last I checked, head was not a requirement for marriage. Mrs. Best, is head a requirement for marriage?
I mean, in all honesty, in mine, it is, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. I have friends who claim that they don't do that. Sex should be something that both parties who are engaging in agree with, whether it's marriage or not. But it's like you tripping on head, but you also getting other things. She's raising your kids. So it just really sounds like he has a lack of empathy for the mother of his kids as a whole. That's how I feel. Like, yeah, head's cool, but
To me,
people
that's
are
not enough for
busy.
me to go and cheat on somebody. Like at the end of the day, that's not cheating by tendency. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah. And it's like the comment that HK left. Like, why would she want to give him that when he's like, out cheating? Like, what's the motivation to that? I'm sure there's times he's cheated when he was getting head and other things. So,
Yeah, exactly.
I think Martell gives me the type personally that just makes excuses for what he does because he can't accept his own schema.
Hmm.
I personally feel like he's full of it, but head is not a requirement in a marriage, but it depends. Everybody's marriage is different. Everybody's
It's,
sex life is different.
let me tell you something. When I went through marriage counseling, y'all, that preacher looked at me and said that if her vagina stopped working and she could not have sex with you anymore, clinically a doctor tells you that, would you leave her?
Mm.
And I had to think about that for a minute because I was like, dang, y'all. Things happen in marriages. I get it. You do disconnect. Absolutely. But to me, and I'm just saying this for me, aside from whatever he said, for me, it's not always about the sex, especially when you've been married that long. It's not like it was in the first 2 years. Y'all, this happened about year 5 for them where he started cheating. So you've been with her quite a long time. That if that was something that really was bothering you, you should have said something in the beginning.
Mm.
So yeah, y'all miss me with the whole. I don't agree to that. I just don't. Like I just don't agree to all of a sudden. That's the part. To me, you were just trying to pinpoint a reason to make her wrong. And this is
Yeah.
where I'm agree with Nia. He's a selfish mess because he is. That's just period point blank. Remember when she said she wanted to talk dirty and he said he would. There we go. So, but she didn't cheat though. It was. I remember that. It was, I believe, season 2. I remember that. I do. So it's so. Does that give her the free realm to cheat?
Right.
I'm just asking. It doesn't. I don't know y'all, but yeah. To me, I don't know. I know a woman cheating on her husband right now because he's not giving her his. She got a man for the she's wrong too. That's what we're trying to
Yeah,
get.
but the
She's
thing
wrong.
is,
She's
people
wrong
should
as well.
talk. You should. A closed mouth will never get fed. So open your mouth and speak. Now, I know when I was doing my hours, I'm getting my hours right now to become a therapist. I know that there are people who do feel that way. It's actually very common for people to cheat because a certain need's not getting better. They feel like they're, turning people off, ruining the mood and stuff like that. But at the same time, try to talk to your partner first. If you try and it doesn't work and you're like, I know this is my person, fine. What you're doing is wrong, but at least you tried. But if you haven't even tried to talk to your partner to let them know like what's bothering you or what you need, then don't just go out and do something crazy. Try and talk to them. That's crazy. A closed mouth don't get fed. So you can't just go
My
eat
thing is
somewhere
this:
else.
when did communication become wrong in a marriage? I'm just saying for me, when did communication become wrong? Because I know this lady, whoever this lady is, and see that's the thing about what you say. We know it's wrong. However, there are some people that will just not do without and love their spouses very much.
That is true, but you
But I'm
got to
not.
speak
But I'm
up.
not subscribing to that. I'm not subscribing to that because at the end of the day, you're supposed to love me regardless. And if I can't do something for you, you need to open up your mouth and tell me I'm not doing anything about you. I do not believe for one bit that really that he cheated over some head. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. There's something deeper in psychology because that's stupid to me. That's really stupid to me. If I've been with someone and I start cheating 5 years into the marriage, that is stupid to think that I'm going to now cheat because you ain't giving me some head and you doing everything else. Come on, that's crazy. What I've always wondered is why men in her family haven't pulled up on Martell. In African households, we call our daddy, brothers, cousins, uncles. Martell
That's
is
right. That's right.
they don't do
That's
that in
right.
Huntsville apparently because let me tell you, the Bay Area, trust me, my family pull up for less than that. So I'm just saying. But hey, you know, Martell would have never uttered the name Melody again. Right? When did people become so emotionally unavailable? A marriage isn't a place to become unresponsive to wants and needs. I think here's the thing. If we're talking about this situation, that should have been addressed before they got married. If we're being 100% honest, that should have been addressed before they got married, not after the fact. And then you went ahead and stepped out and then blamed that to be the reason. That's something you address before you. That's something you address in the dating stages after you didn't try it. And if y'all are too scared to open up your mouths and say, "Hey, what you did don't work. We need you to try something different." Communicate. Tell them, like y'all. I think a lot of men are scared to tell their women that they're doing something wrong with that, or they're doing something wrong, but they're not going to know unless you tell them. And the same thing with women to men. Men are not going to know until you tell them. Like a lot of women are afraid to hurt men's egos. A lot of women are afraid to do that, but if you don't tell them, they're never going to correct it. So, well, I'm much older than y'all. I'll tell you this is real for some people. No, I know it's real. I don't disagree with what you're saying. Let me tell you, I got aunties, uncles. I've known business I was supposed to know since I was a little boy. I get where you're coming from. Believe me, I get where you're coming from. But at the same time, it's all in context of words. It would be different if he said she never wanted to sleep with me. That's different. Saying someone does not satisfy you is a whole nother context of words, where it's not really her problem, it's a you problem, and you're not putting context into what you're going through. That's what all I'm saying. I'm not saying that people don't do this. I know people do this. But what I'm saying is it's all in the context of what you're saying. People slip on, some soldiers fall on their own swords. And I feel like that's what he did. That's all I'm saying. You're right, James. At 22, most do not speak up, and many do not know what they like until later on. People change. They do. I do agree with that. They do. But as I said, communication. There's no way I'm going to end up with somebody I don't communicate with. I just don't do it. I'm a talker. And I express my feelings very well as a man. I do. Regardless if I'm a woman or a man, I express my feelings. You going to know me at the end of all of this. So for me, this is where we teach our children that are coming up, because we are the next in line. We teach them coming up, look, express yourself, communicate, open up your mouth. No one's going to know how you feel until you tell them. But don't do some sneak attack and then get mad when you get caught. And then when your life unravels, then you're mad that it happened. That's the consequence of what you get. So that's what I'm saying. So y'all, we've been here an hour and 13, way longer than I've ever been on every live, but I had so much fun in the conversation, y'all. But I got to end the live because I got to go watch Real Housewives of Dubai so I can bring y'all that recap tomorrow. Mrs. Best, before we end the live, hold on. I'm going to take, Martell's probably not a talker, and Melody is not a good listener, period.
That's the realest comment.
I was going to say.
I see a lot of fans of this show that pick either or side, but looking at it like it takes two to tango and it takes two to mess something up to some extent. So yes, him cheating is wrong, but there's also things that she could have done better. That's why they are not together no more.
I probably so. I'm not going to dispute that. I think so as well. I think that's a good point to bring up. But for me, if there was something, they did a very good job of not expressing what that something was. Because for all we know, it could have been, maybe it was something that she could not intake. Sometimes that could be the issue too. Maybe it was just something she couldn't resonate with because it sounded maybe crazy to her. But everybody has their reasons. I understand that, just being a person. Like, I understand weird shit. I understand people would say things and you're like, oh, I don't understand that. But it's not for you to understand. It's just for you to acknowledge. That's just all that is. But yeah, but for real though, real talk, we've been on this live. I want to shout out to everybody in the chat. I want to shout out to Logical Speaks. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I called you. I'm going to keep calling you if I don't see you in these lives. Especially this one. Love and Marriage Huntsville will be your only responsibility. Show up to this one because I enjoy your comments. I really do. HK_X, thank you for being here all the way from Australia. I do appreciate you. That is amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Naya, you know, I love you. Shayna was in here earlier. I love her too. Who else was it? Someone else was in here too that I don't know. I don't want to make sure. Dustin Butler, whoever you are, I don't think I've seen you on a live before. Welcome. Thank you. I hope you subscribe to the channel and I hope you enjoyed what you heard. Was there anybody else in here that I missed? Because I want to make sure I got everybody. We cut it up this weekend, y'all. This was way more than I expected. Okay, I know Shayna was in here. Shout out to Shayna_MCD. Y'all subscribe to my girl's channel. She also does Love and Marriage Huntsville on her channel, along with a whole slew of other shows. She is excellent in what she does. I do love her very much because she has supported me from day one, me getting up on here. So thank you guys. Y'all like the video, like Naya said. Make sure y'all get me seen. I want to be seen by everybody. And yes, all good energy to everybody. We love you. This is what this live is for. Thank you so much once again. Thank you, Mrs. Best, for being here. I appreciate you. We like you too. Good night, y'all. See you next time. Bye-bye.